As part of the organizational standards, Community Action Agency is required to provide board members with training of their duties and responsibilities every 2 years. Not everyone is familiar with the roles and responsibilities of being on a board. This training will include general information regarding bylaws, rules, and responsibilities. Community Action Agency board members are expected to attend board meetings, be prepared for and participate in meetings, be familiar with financial documents, avoid any conflicts of interest, and be an active ambassador of the mission and organization. Community Action Agency's mission statement is, we provide a local approach to address the causes and conditions of poverty by promoting self-sufficiency in Jackson, Lenawee, and Hillsdale counties through programming, advocacy, and leadership. Community Action Agency's governing board is structured to comply with the Community Service Block Grant Act. The structure consists of a tripartite system of 1/3 public officials, 1/3 private representatives, and 1/3 client representatives. The tripartite board administers and must fully participate in development, planning, implementation, and evaluation of Community Action Agency's CSBG program. Board responsibilities and rules are directed by the following CSBG Acts and regulations: the Federal CSBG Act and Regulation, State CSBG Statute and Regulations, the Head Start Act, the State Nonprofit Corporation Act, Community Action Agency's Articles of Incorporation and Bylaws, and CSBG contract with the State of Michigan. These regulations guide CAA in its programming and fiscal responsibilities. The Community Action Agency bylaws define the parameters on how members must govern themselves, their responsibility, and the frequency of meetings. As a member of the board, you agree to the responsibilities of fiscal oversight. This is a crucial board duty that assists in maintaining the health of CAA's financial affairs. Specific tasks include the CEO's compensation, approval of the annual budget, and assessing whether an income stream is diversified. The full board is responsible, not just the treasurer or finance committee. Board personnel responsibilities are important in setting the expectations of the CEO and changes to personnel policy. Guidelines and requirements change on a national, state, and local level. These changes may be in the form of a funding source, federal or state mandates, or meeting the changing needs of the community. Board governance refers to how CAA administers committees, procedures, and the election of officers and executive committee members. This is subject to federal and state regulations, rules, and procedures of the governing board, and also to elect officers and the executive committee of the board. What are the CSBG organizational standards? The standards are a comprehensive set of guidelines developed with input from the entire CSBG network through a 3-year multiple-phase process led by the Center of Excellence. Standards are divided into 9 categories: consumer input and involvement, community engagement, community assessment, organizational leadership, board governance, strategic planning, human resource management, financial operations and oversight, data and analysis. The Community Action Agency bylaws determine rules and expectations that the organization may utilize to grow and bring change to the organization. The bylaws also define the board function and purpose. The bylaws include number of board members, tripartite structure, quorum for meetings, meeting and attendance, term limits, conflict of interest, officers, committee structures, and removal of a board member. The powers of the board include appointment of the CEO, policies, fiscal and program, strategic planning, program proposals and budget, compliance of grants, quality of consumer participation, governance procedures, elected officers and executive committee, designated signature of the CEO, and the annual audit. Results-Oriented Management and Accountability, ROMA, is a management approach that builds results into CAA's daily operations. ROMA provides the processes and tools that aid in the effectiveness of programs to build capacity and increase performance. ROMA also provides a national network of community action agencies with a framework of goals that match the Government Performance Results Act of 1993. ROMA is formed of 6 national goals that focus on results-oriented management and results-oriented accountability. These goals include low-income people becoming more self-sufficient, the conditions in which low-income people live are improved, low-income people own a stake in their community, partnerships among supporters and providers of services to low-income people are achieved, agencies increase their capacity to achieve results, low-income people, especially vulnerable populations, achieve their potential by strengthening families and other supports. Community Action Agency is a Head Start and Early Head Start grantee. As a Head Start Early Head Start grantee, the board has responsibilities that are shared with the Policy Council to ensure compliance with the Head Start Act. To ensure compliance, the board will safeguard federal funds, be accountable for operating responsibilities and program directions. Specifics include school readiness, goals and objectives, program information report, annual report, program recruitment, selection and enrollment priorities, agency strategic plan, union contract, bylaws, monitoring reports, finance and annual audit, program update, enrollment, attendance, USDA summary, program instructions and memorandums, self-assessments, grant applications.